Our new variable speed 1847 lathe is part of our Platinum Series lathe, and it was designed by wood turners for wood turners, and it has the capacities and the features needed to make your wood turning pleasurable. As you can see on this lathe here, it features plenty of cast iron starting at the leg assemblies all the way up through the bed, the headstock and tailstock, as well as the tool rest. There's plenty of cast iron here. This lathe weighs in at about 500 pounds, which makes a stable base for all of your wood turning projects. The foundation for any lathe is a good solid bed, and the 1847 has a nice solid bed. It's got plenty of cast iron, plenty of webbing on the inside to make it stable, a nice machine surface, and that allows you to effortlessly slide your headstock, your tool rest, and the tailstock the entire length of the bed. The 1847 is shipped in about 6 major components, including the leg assemblies, the bed, the headstock, tailstock, and the tool rest. Let's have a look at each of the components on the lathe one by one. Let's start off by looking at the headstock. It's a sliding headstock. There's a lock handle on the back side here that unlocks and allows you to slide the headstock the entire length of the lathe. And you can slide it from one end to the other end. These other components can be removed from the bed, and the headstock can be positioned over the end of the bed to allow for outboard turning. The 1847 comes with a number of standard features that allow you to open up the box and begin turning right away. Those features include a number of items, including the faceplate. This is a 6-inch cast iron faceplate. It comes complete with a set screw that allows you to lock it onto your headstock spindle so that it won't come loose. This is perfect for doing bowls, for platters, and other items. You notice that it also has a drive center. The drive center, as well as the live center for the tailstock, are both a number 2 Morse taper, and those fit neatly into the headstock to drive your workpiece. This is perfect for spindles and for starting bowls. You also see that it has a live center for the tailstock. The live center features a retractable or removable pin that allows you to use the cup center as well. And this goes right into the tailstock and fits right in with a number 2 Morse taper. The 1847 also includes a knockout bar. The knockout bar is perfect for removing the live center and for the drive center, and it'll slide right through the headstock and allow you to remove that. The 1847 headstock features electronic variable speed control. It also has a digital readout that allows you to keep your RPM within the right range for the workpiece that you're turning. And that can be done through the variable speed control. It also can be done by changing the belt to keep your torque within the right RPM for the piece that you're turning. There's a high and a low position. The headstock speed, or the spindle speed of this lathe, is 0 through 1200 on the low speed and 0 through 3200 on the high speed. The belt change is done by simply opening the door, releasing the lock bolt here for the motor, raising the handle to loosen the belt, and moving the belt from one pulley to the next. To tighten the belt is simply the reverse procedure by pressing down to tighten the belt, locking the handle in, and then make sure to secure the cover with the screw here before you start turning on the lathe. The Laguna Platinum Series 1847 lathe features a 2 horsepower motor. This motor is a 3-phase motor, and it's able to be run off of single phase by the use of the speed controller. As a Laguna exclusive, we've included a constant torque monitoring system in this lathe that uses an encoder inside the motor to keep the lathe within the same RPM range that you're using, and also to keep it within the proper torque range for the size piece that you're turning. What this means to the wood turner is that you can really put some heavy cuts on the lathe and have the lathe hardly slow down at all. The Laguna 1847 Platinum Series lathe has a very nice spindle assembly in the headstock. The spindle is 1.25 inches by 8 TPI on the headstock. You'll notice that it also features a locking pin, and there are 12 positions around the spindle that allow you to lock the headstock in, and there are 3 positions in the cast iron, which give you a total possibility of 36 different indexing positions. The 1847 lathe is called an 1847 because it allows you to turn 18 inches over the bed. It also features a wide span that allows you to turn a spindle length of 47 inches. One of the nice features is that if you have a piece of wood that is a little bit larger than 18 inches, it has the capacity to slide the headstock down to the end of the bed and turn a little bit larger. Let me go through how that's done. The first thing that we'll do is we'll unlock the tailstock and we'll slide and remove it. That's easily done. And we'll set this over on the bench. The tool rest is also easily removed, sliding right off the end. The next step that we'll do is we'll unlock the headstock and slide it down to the end of the bed and then firmly lock it in place. This allows you to turn a little bit larger piece so that if you're doing a platter or a bowl that's a little bit larger than 18 inches, you'll be able to do that. Now, one thing that you will have to do is you'll have to have some sort of outboard tool rest or a tripod mounted tool rest for the lathe. Well, now it's time to have a little fun. Let's fire this lathe up and see what you can do. To make your turning a pleasure, one of the things that you want to do is to accessorize your lathe. And Laguna offers a number of chucks that allow you to get the most out of your lathe. And you'll notice that we have 3 different chucks here that you can use on the new 1847 lathe. And we'll start off right here. This features a 4-jaw self-centering chuck, and this one uses the rods to increase and decrease the size of the jaws. The jaws allow you to internally or to externally grip your workpiece. It also features a screw so that you can thread it into a bowl blank and to grab that and hold that with the chuck. The next chuck that we offer here has the same features, but it also has an interchangeable jaw system, and it comes with a standard set of jaws as well as a set of spigot jaws to allow you to grab some tight pieces and some small pieces. This also features a screw that allows you to thread it into a bowl blank or other piece to hold it. And the last one we have here is our premium chuck. This features a dovetailed jaw on the chuck, and rather than using the bars to tighten and release the jaws, it'll actually use an Allen key that allows you to tighten and release the jaws on the chuck. Now this simply threads onto the headstock spindle as such, and this will also feature a bar that allows you to lock it onto the headstock as well as to make it easy to remove. And as you start working with your workpieces, you'll find that using the T-handled Allen wrench makes securing your workpiece a breeze.